guess it's going to be one of those old style videos since I've been for the last hour and a half, which is far too long for hour. I've been trying to sort out the microphone, and most likely the sound of this fan is going to be going on in the background, unfortunately. So it's basically like I have equipment for video being made in 2006, pre-HD videos. So this is not going to be very fun. I could make it fun, but you're only as good as your content. That's the thing though. Like, if you don't have the HD camera or the £100 or $500 microphone, like, yeah, you're worthless. Of course I'm kidding, but there is some truth to that, because, well, just look at all the popular videos. I don't know why I even care about that right now. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I guess I'm trying to make a video so I cannot have to think or feel my emotions, and I don't want to think, I mean feel, because that is a process that's down here instead of here, and it's too much for me. Which is strange, because I always considered myself to, in an ideal world where my heart on my sleeve, but in this world he gets eaten alive or chewed up. That's what I learned, trying to tell the truth or be honest. It seems like honesty has a negative connotation, because with honesty, here's the thing. I think the worst advice I've ever read on the entire internet, or heard from hashtag generic advice from everybody, almost everybody I've ever met, or just people I've heard, is just be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah. That's the best advice I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, really. Well, being myself is just bad advice. I don't know. I mean, think about it. Like, being yourself is easy when you already can play a game knowing the rules. Imagine being given a game, an RPG game, or just any complex matter or game without any rules, and you're just thrown into the deep end of it. And you have to guess these things, and you have to figure out along the way. Well, the only way to find out is by making so many mistakes. Faux was a more correct way of saying it. Like, the English says faux pas. So, anyway, So, yeah, imagine like living in a game and you don't know the rules. Being yourself, I repeat, is the worst advice ever. Because you cannot guess these things. You cannot know what you don't know. And you cannot learn what you don't know even exists or is anywhere in your psyche or anywhere around that you don't know of. I feel like I'm about as charming as a freaking broomstick right now, because I was going to write and then instead I spent a while trying to set up to make a video, and I'm angry, but I think I'm always angry. I was really good at hiding it. And anger is not an emotion that's seen as feminine or attractive if you're female. That's the impression I get. So, yeah. Another reason why I'm trying to make this video is I've been extremely socially inept, and I'm sure you know who you are and who I'm referring to, but it's kind of hard to interact with people when all I wanted this summer is to actually meet up with people for once in my life and open up to them and do things with them, and the end result is a bunch of seen messages. And let's face it, I don't know that many people, because every time I've tried to make friends, I've always been the new kid. The new kid. Always. And I've never reached a point in a job or career or school or a city or a country where I wasn't a new kid. Because any time I reach past a certain threshold, a certain point, when it comes to making friendships, somehow it just disintegrates. And maybe I'm just stuck up. Maybe I'm socially inept. Maybe I'm not fun to be around. I don't know. I mean, some people I knew thought I was so fun. They went out their way to do the exact same things as me, wear the exact same clothes as me, and stop hanging out with me and then hang out with my other friends or exes without me. So maybe I'm a really shitty person. I don't know. Also, this is just an experiment to see if I can make a sort of video diary. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, because opening up puts you in a very vulnerable situation, at least in my case. Because almost every YouTuber starts off, or writer, or creative person, or anybody in these situations, they always start off not knowing what they're doing, it seems. It always starts off with an idea, and it always starts off with a certain mindset or idea they have, even if it doesn't manifest in the beginning, this certain perfect presentation of them at first. I don't know if I'm making sense. You know what I mean? Because right now, trying to film myself, I'm so self-conscious. It's like I need to break past this barrier of talking to myself or an audience or anybody for that matter, because I can be genuine, I can open up to people, but here's the thing, there's this strange paradox where when I open up to other people, I put on an act immediately, and when I put on an act, they fall for it. I don't think anybody actually knows who I am actually. Like, this facet, this demeanor, this isn't who I am. Like, it is and it isn't. And like, I struggle with interacting with, or at least maintaining friendships long term with other women, and it's really frustrating because I've always wondered if there's something I ever did wrong, or if I'm just a shitty, stuck-up person, because I don't gossip. It's the number one rule. I don't think I do, and maybe the topics I choose to talk about are just too abstract, out there. Who knows? My circumstances aren't the best, and my social life isn't the best, in that I think in terms of in terms of practicality, I have no friends in the immediate vicinity. The ones I do, the one I do have, I don't know where to place for this person, and it's extremely frustrating because I don't know how to ask for help, and I've never asked anybody for help. I can't ask at all for help until I'm desperate, and by the time I'm desperate, it's so ridiculous that usually nobody's around. So making a friend, or maintaining a friend, is the hardest, because I don't know, I don't want to be somebody that uses people, because I've been that friend where I had to do homework for them. That's not really friends. I've had to just be there, turn up, put others' needs beforehand, or listen to their conversations beforehand. But when I used to bring up, oh man, this stuff, that's like, I don't want to talk about it. So I'm looking at my hair and I'm kind of angry because I fucked up my hair. I know how to cut my hair by myself and bleach my hair, and my hair looks stupid. Like, I think it looks stupid because, like, I was hoping to have like some kind of highlights or go for some alternative thing, because if I did the entire thing, it would end up, well, for one, it would end up orange, and that would take a lot of work to fix that. But my point being is, an example is, when it comes to asking for help, this girl, she stopped responding to my messages. I asked how she was or something, and last thing was seen, and like, I don't know if I'm even close enough, or even if I am, to be in a position to ask her to help me, basically, or anybody, to basically, like, do the back of my head, like, to bleach my hair. Because if somebody asked me, a friend, well, I would help. I actually think I would help. The question is, though, would I make excuses and randomly procrastinate? Maybe I would. it's kind of hard to help others if you can't even help yourself. And I've always felt kind of selfish because I can't seem to help myself. By help, as in, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And any other friends I have, well, there's one common point, is they're all, well, boys. Now I'm an adult. They're all men. And being friends with your partners or boyfriends is the worst idea ever. Because, well, what happens when you break up? Or what happens if you need to talk to them? You need to talk to a friend about a relationship matter, and the only person you have to go to is your partner. Actually, that sounds like a perfect deal, actually. Which, generally, it is. But in terms of diversity, imagine your whole world being reliant on one person. That's kind of like a nightmare. Ideally, you'd open up to family or friends, and here's the thing. I've noticed this vicious cycle, this frustrating, vicious, depressing cycle, this pattern. I've written about it, I've observed it, is to speak to my family. Well, that's an example. If I speak to my family, or I ask for advice or something, they will just say, have you tried talking to your friends? Or they'll ask about my friends, or they'll want to know what I'm up to. But then, how do you explain when you're lacking a friend department? So, or you go to said so-called friends, and the first thing they say is, when you open up to them about things that might be a bit too much, and let's imagine these are more accepting friends. The things they say is, have you tried getting therapy? Have you tried getting therapy? Or have you considered therapy? Or, like, have you tried talking to your family? I mean, what's the point of friends and family if they keep cycling you and pushing off the responsibility onto the next person, the next person, the next person, the next person, every single time? And then you have, well, God forbid, therapists, counseling. I don't know, but I'm sure in the past, it would not surprise me, I think it's happened before, where in counseling or some kind of therapy, the recommended stuff is they encourage you to build your own support system of family and friends. But then they say, they might say, have you tried, I think somebody said, have you tried talking to your family about this? This was some therapy in high school. What the hell? The problem, the main topic at the time was family, and I considered counseling, therapy, or something, and they just, again, push the responsibility, and it becomes circular, and it's extremely frustrating because the neurotypical world, the internet, the real world as well, whatever that may be, seems to be composed of people who expect you to, by default, have a support system. Because to them, if you're lacking one support system, or it's not perfect, or it's not just like theirs, your life is not just like theirs, you don't have the same socioeconomic background, you don't have the same normal lifestyle in a first world country, you have the same religion or just lifestyle in general. The minute you lack one element in life that makes you normal, quote unquote, is when immediately it seems like you fall through the cracks. And when that happens, it feels like the more advice, the more help, the more people, again, even if they're friends, try to give advice, which is usually generic, in my opinion, it just ends up making me fall further through the cracks. And God, this is a depressing rant, and I wish I had, I don't really smoke, but I would not mind smoking a cigarette, but the after effects would suck. Or something to drink to get my serotonin levels up, and as opposed to dipping lower and lower. I want to be real. I have this great fear that I don't feel real. I don't know what this disease is, or this state of mind is, but I don't feel real. Sometimes. When I put on makeup, it's not real. When I wear these glasses, it's not real. When I wear these clothes, it's not real. I'm just hoping that I can integrate the feminine with the masculine sides. That's one thing I'm sort of trying to attempt to do, because, I don't know, nobody will take me seriously no matter how much I try and pretend I'm one of the guys with men. Not because I want to be, it's just, I think I've lost my way, maybe in terms of self-expression, relying heavily off my brother or my male friends in the past. And I'm getting to an age where it seems like past or mid-20s, it's quite common, it seems, that men lose their friends, or statistically, a lot of men don't really have that many friends, I've noticed, as you age. I wonder why that is, actually. But it makes me wonder, though, because there's not really many statistics on women and friendships. It seems like friendships for women are based on practicality, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. It's alien to me. It seems like as women age, as well as men, just people in general, but more so women, is they start to get closer to family or childhood friends, and if not childhood friends, some kind of support system, some kind of ideology, not ideology, but some kind of group or something. And when I was younger, religion, well, Christianity kind of filled that gap without me having to think much. Unfortunately, without that buffer, there's not much left. Education was another one. Making friends with people in some kind of education was the other. Except there's a slight form of competition, I've noticed, in that trying to maintain friendships with academics or intellectuals it's fine, except the amount I've met, they'll just automatically assume so. The first thing they say is, "So what are you studying?" And if you're not studying, they seem shocked. Shocked, a little bit confused. It's like you see the whole world to you, like, crumbles before them, well, with some people. And they look at you with their pity. Pity. That's one thing I hate, pity. I actually despise that. But maybe it's more of a common occurrence if you're in an awkward situation as a woman. I don't know though. according to the Myers-Briggs, I have the rarest personality archetype, which doesn't really help me at all, because supposedly I'm meant to be able to see things, be a visionary, and be the wounded healer archetype, but I cannot see myself. I think I can read people, I can understand people, I can feel people if I choose to want to, because feeling is a big one as well. The minute I start feeling into other people's mindsets and actual feelings is when I feel immediately a drain. And it's not to say, well, all people are draining, it's just, oh, I'm an introvert or something. It's just, I feel like I'm losing myself. So it's easier to kind of like shut off and pretend I have no feelings or bodily sensations. I'm able to just do that. I think that's become my default. And as a result, I'm in this process where I need to do something. I need to make this channel. I need to reintegrate the lost parts of myself. Otherwise, I don't think I'll ever be able to interact with other people. And I'm still avoiding writing about a certain topic. I'm still avoiding writing in general, journaling, because I'm tired of that feeling of, I guess you could call it the wave. The wave where you have one idea, more of an emotional idea, and it spins out of control, and then you write another one, and another one, or expand upon it. And feeling all these emotions, it does help empty the mind, but maybe only hours afterwards. If I were to write everything that was on my mind, intellectually, or physically, that emotionally, trying to analyze things emotionally is already hard enough as it is, because that's something I locked away. So trying to get all those things on paper has literally, I filled up several notebooks full of rambling garbage, in my opinion. Depressing, miserable garbage, to the point my fingers will hurt, and then I can't write properly, so I have to learn to hold a pen in a different way. And it's so bad, I considered writing with my opposite hand, except that hurts. It actually hurts. I get cramps. I whine a lot. I really do. But I whine a lot because, even though it's not the main cause of my pain, something petty, I think I've always had a slight awareness of how much I whine and how grumpy I am. But I've made it into a sort of personality quirk, character trait, and it's not where I'm this OCD stuck-up freak, basically. I think that's a more accurate term, because it just feels more accurate, not because it's meant to be directed at any particular gender, but it feels right. I don't know. And here I am fiddling, playing with matches. Not a good start. I feel so fragmented. I think maybe I really did knock my head too hard when I was a toddler, falling out of a 1 meter high cot, which apparently is a hilarious story and is proof of my brain damaged self or some bullshit. Hilarious story. Yeah, well, they say ADHD, logorrhea, or any disorders of those kinds, is frontal lobe problem, in that it's overactive. these parts of the brain, the different parts of the brain. That's one thing I've been well aware of for the last few years. I don't think these disorders are disorders. I think it's just the brain just sort of redirected certain neurons towards the front of the brain. Hence why, I don't know actually. I don't know. It's some kind of compensation, I think. And it makes it extremely hard to interact with people. Actually, interacting with people is not hard, it's just annoying them to death if I'm not careful. And the other one is not being able to multitask. There's this massive expectation, that's a stereotype, that women must be able to multitask. Women must be able to multitask. Seriously, that is rage-inducing. Why is it rage-inducing? There's a stupid stereotype or assumption that I've had from boyfriends, family, friends. It's like, you should be able to multitask. Yeah, trust me, if I try and multitask, this lipstick would be on sloppy. If I'm rushed, I will lose my bank card. I will leave the keys in the door after work. If I'm overworked and I'm expected to talk to somebody whilst doing something else on my job, yeah, it's just gonna be a car crash. Figuratively, and could be literally, even though I don't currently drive. So multitasking is extremely frustrating because I think some men are shocked when I cannot multitask, and they think I am trying to be rebellious by acting like some guy. And here's the thing, I took a BBC test once, a mind test, and I think I've done other tests as well in the past, but this one in particular kind of shocked me because the results for the way my brain processes things, the way I learn, is a male-dominated brain. I don't think there's such a thing as a male brain or female brain. I think it's only the hormones that manifest in the brain, and which areas I use more than others. That is all. Because otherwise, if you remove the hormones, or if the hormones are exactly the same, then your brain's neither male nor female. It's what decides whether you're going to be gay, straight, gender fluid, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think it was something like 77%, 75%. You have a male brain. No, male, what is it? Male, processing brain. And I'll admit, I was proud at the moment, because I thought, oh, I don't want to talk about how I feel about that actually, but it basically explained all my suspicions I had on the way I thought, because I'm not very good at subjects that women are usually considered to be good at. And when I mean subjects, I mean more like little quirks and traits. My handwriting is terrible. I never met another girl who had terrible handwriting. What else? I was good at, not necessarily science in general, but physics and computers and technology and things like that. Whereas I didn't know any other girls who had good grades in those subjects. And I've been to a lot of schools, and I've lived in 2 different countries. So, yeah. And, yeah, I don't even know why I don't give a shit. I feel like I'm boring myself to death. I like to be able to stay coherent and maybe one day get out of this mindset. So yeah, I have a male brain, but I don't want to be a man. I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to be Venus. I did want to be a boy for a very, 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 very long time, because I thought I'd be taken more seriously if I was a boy. Because all my interests were very boyish. I didn't like generally to play with dolls for a long time. I don't know, I just didn't like the stereotypical ways like girls were expected to act in the 90s, especially the 90s. Like, everything felt, oddly enough, even though people become more open-minded, I think people seem to be on a very surface level more segregated. Segregated is the wrong word, but there was a trend of girl bands and boy bands, and they never, like, I don't know, just, there's nothing wrong with being, I'm rubbing my nose here. I read that some here, rubbing your nose is a sign of lying or doubting yourself. I'm like playing with you. So, yeah. Why is my nose itchy? Because I don't believe what I'm saying. I know. I cannot relate to other kids, I guess. Ugh, now I sound like I'm going down a road. Oh. I am special. I'm a special snowflake. I'm feeling like I need direction here. I know exactly in terms of what I'm interested in, what I am good at. Researching on, in terms of how I feel, on what I should do in life, with my choices, which direction I should take, I have no idea. I have no idea, because from what I've heard, if you follow your heart, you end up in the shit, and you end up poor, you end up miserable, you end up in debt. But maybe these people don't have open hearts. Or maybe they do have some belief systems that's not holding them back. My fear is that by going on life based on feelings, that everything will fall apart. And the problem is with mixing feelings with my logical way of thinking is extremely hard, because my goal, I think since I was maybe a teenager, since maybe I was 16, 17, maybe even younger, maybe when I was 14, I don't know, is I've always thought that there's got to be a middle ground between science and art. There's got to be a middle ground between the left brain and the right brain, between the feminine and the masculine, and there's got to be a compromise. Like, I don't think science should be, for instance, in opposition to the paranormal things I cannot explain. I don't think spirituality or New Age or religions should be in opposition with science. I don't think creativity should be separate from logic, because here's a weird abstractization. Logic. I will have to look this up again, but there's a theory that logic is actually a construct, and that the theory of logic, or anything, you know, the fundamentals of being logical in academia or the real world, just we don't think about those things. Like, you know, we don't think about the grammar we use or the names we for the grammar. When you speak a language, your native language, you're not thinking of how you're doing it. You're just doing it. Same with playing an instrument intuitively, or if you've been taught since a very young age. You're not thinking about every little micro expression of it, like which note exactly, which angle, and blah blah blah. And just because if you would, you'd go insane. It's like when you're just sat there, you're not thinking about breathing and digesting. Because if you did, you'd go insane. Well, same applies to logic. Logic. To the theory that logic is a construct, and if that's a construct, and therefore logic cannot be proven to be logical, and as a result, if logic cannot be proven to be logical, and then if you then look into the sciences or any research-based stuff, that means that in theory, studies and discoveries based on science, based on evidence, based on logic, could be potentially flawed. I don't know if I'm making sense here. As a result, I don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to logic. And as a woman, I feel like what I'm saying is I'm not going to be taken seriously. Like my hair might be a distraction, my sunglasses probably are a distraction, my lipstick, yeah, maybe so also, the top I'm wearing as well. But that's not who I am. I'm not my mind either. I would like to be taken seriously for once. I don't know what I want. Maybe some gender problem. Like I don't know if that's a sexist thing, but I've heard some men read things like women don't know what they want. Oh, that's kind of true. Especially in a modern society where it's just like, do you follow the heart or do you follow the mind? Ideally, I'd like to follow the middle path. And right now, I'm trying to reintegrate those things by working on emotionally processing things that I haven't thought about in decades. I don't want to one day wake up at 40, having never processed anything, and have a midlife crisis. I think I already had the equivalent of midlife crisis or quarter-life crisis. I think I've been having a crisis since I left home, so that never left. The crisis is ongoing. And this year's a very strange year, because for the first time in several years, I feel like I got hit by a ton of bricks, swept up by a wave, and I can't swim. It's just disastrous. As a result, I have the emotional processing of a child, or somebody that's emotionally underdeveloped. I've started to realize and notice that I have a very terrible emotional EQ. And let's say I do have one night isn't so bad. I still cannot present myself in a certain way that I'd like to. I still cannot act, what's the word? Normal. Just normal. For me to act normal would mean having to reject the parts I built up or I identify myself with. And okay, let's say I let go of all those because they're old constructs. That's fine. But then what am I supposed to do next? Am I supposed to just drop everything? And here's another construct that's coming now. Is become a dumb bimbo. Yeah, that's probably some sexist programming crap, but like if I just drop everything that I obsessed about, what am I left with? Because I don't know, is spiritual enlightenment taken seriously in women? Like, do I have to like be like fucked up or something, or really old to be taken seriously? I don't even know. So instead of socializing, I did want to socialize. I actually did want to socialize and interact more with people, but in the real world, physically, as opposed to interacting with people online. And I feel like all that's happened is I neglected the very people I cared about, which is 1 to 2 people. All this for an attempt to try and socialize with this girl I know. Except, yeah, she doesn't seem interested. So maybe she expects me to lead, act a certain way. It's just too tiring. I've got all this emotional processing. I'd like to enjoy summer. I'd like to do something normal. I'd like to be normal, whatever the heck that means. And I feel bad. I feel actually terrible. Because I have a lot on my mind at the moment. I can go sometimes months, and the longest I've been without interacting with some people, friends, is a year. Give or take maybe 1 person I let into my life, but that's only because I'm living with them. But living with them, seeing them every single day, kind of seems to become lazy and not have to interact with anyone at all. Because you're already interacting with certain few people. And by those certain few people, I mean living with friends, a friend, or boyfriend, partner, don't like it. You just, if you move out of home at a young age, and you haven't been given the tools to figure out how to deal with the real world, it's kind of like being pushed in the deep end of a swimming pool. It's kind of just, it's just too much. I think I'm having a crisis because I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. And I still feel like I've accomplished nothing with my life, which is ridiculous because I've traveled the world, I've been a teacher, and yet I still feel like I'm not taken seriously. People, I'm still ID'd. Like, I'm not complaining. I look young, supposedly, but at the same time I am, because any co-workers, women, strange enough, most are women, but I've dealt with, 19-year-olds, 25-year-olds, people either same age as me, or several years younger than me, 6 years younger than me, laughing or being shocked that I'm their age or I'm older than them. And one time, here's a weird thing, only since I started applying makeup, like properly, dyeing my hair, maybe last 2-3 years on and off. I had to take a break though, because at one point I felt chronically ill. So self-care went out the window. It's just impossible. Like, how do you do that when you feel like you're dying every day? But aside that, I remember I bleached my hair with white, blonde, grey, and I was wearing makeup. I think I got hit on by some teenage boys, who were maybe like 16. And that was kind of funny actually, but it really frustrated me because I'm not kidding you. When I was 16, I was invisible. I was fucking invisible. Literally, people would bump into me, and some in school, even just in general. People occasionally, they didn't. Sometimes the teachers marked me as not present because apparently I was invisible. Apparently it's my superpower too. So I don't like saying that. Just like I want to be seen as a logical person, or somebody with their head screwed on. Because I want to be able to prove and be insane, basically. Not necessarily for the entire world, but for myself. It's my obsession. So when I talk about supernatural things, or odd paranormal type things, I cannot prove those things, but I'm sure science will prove. Science will one day prove. The impossible. I'm sure. Right now we're kind of, who knows? Maybe we're in the dark ages. Still, people getting excited over the Godfather. I don't give a shit what I'm talking about. But so yeah, they are my superpowers. I did for years wish to be invisible, and I got that wish. To my own detriment. And now it seems like when people notice me, it's strange because I feel annoyed. I feel like I've been tricked by life. Because people only notice me now. The kinds of people who notice me are the kinds of people I feel like they should have noticed me when back in the day when I was a kid or a teenager. And to make matters even stranger, it's just like I have to be so I don't know, fake. Wear an excess of makeup, and even then depends how. And that's the only time. Here's a weird thing. People smile more when I wear makeup. Maybe I don't look that good without it. I don't know. Kind of stupid. You need to wear makeup to go to a makeup store. Otherwise, I don't know. How can I put this? I've had to deal with the ladies in these stores kind of looking a bit distrustful or kind of also not worse. I don't know. I'm basically now sleep deprived because it's 9 AM and I'm trying to make a video. I did not sleep. How to lose friends. Just be depressed and speak in a manner that is not joyful and upbeat. This coffee is not working. So, I suppose I should just... Books I'm supposed to be reading. I probably bought too many. Or stolen. Well, found too many. But this is one book I have yet to read, but I listened to this man's podcast a few years prior, so I was even surprised. I found this book in an outdoor library. 3 books tomorrow. I hope I remember to put this back. If I ever do, I'm even still living here. and to process a lot of things. The hardest book I've ever come across in my entire life. So hard. Hard like a maths book hard, except sort of straining my brain in a logical manner to expand, you know, when your head hurts because you're learning something illogical, or very maybe linear or abstract. This is hell. This is absolute hell. I've dropped this book, thrown this book, I've raged. I was recommended to read this book when I was 21. At my most, I'm still angry, but I literally broke out in a rage over this book. So this book is supposed to help me stay present, which is kind of hard because I don't know many people. Like I can speed read. I could have I could probably read this book in a couple hours. But here's the thing, I could read this book super fast, and it could just end up meaning nothing, because this book is kind of like more like a workbook. You need to process things emotionally, or at least feel things, like feel the words, if that even makes sense. Well, feel the concepts, not the words, although that could work too, I suppose. I do get a feel for words though. Like some words physically disgust me. I don't know. Some words just piss me off. Some words I think shouldn't be spelled a certain way. Who cares? And then this book. This book is very entertaining. It's like a children's book. And it's not very long. It's quite entertaining. Reminds me of. It's a very visual book, even though there's no pictures in it. Like, I just get these images in my mind, kind of. I can't be bothered, like, reviewing the book properly, because I'm just too miserable. This is not really a book, it's actually a rather pointless book, but this book is an okay-ish book on dream interpretation, which I've taken everywhere with me, including the other side of the planet, where I did not have access necessarily to. I've always had access to the internet, but sometimes just typing things in Google and dream interpretations can be quite annoying. I'm starting to wonder if I should interpret daydreams on the same level as dreams. I don't daydream as much as I used to, but I'm daydreaming again, which is starting to worry me because I heard it's a sign of depression or something. But at the same time, this all started happening when I started feeling again, and that book, but yeah. This one is driving me mad. I've spent almost an hour driving myself mad. I don't give a shit. This is why I don't have friends. Like, I need, like, friends I can, like, physically interact with, because it requires doing things and being fun. And right now, I don't feel very fun. Like, I sound depressed even when I'm not depressed. Or when I am depressed. People don't take me seriously on how depressed I actually am, or how much physical and mental pain I actually am. Because I have this terrible habit of sounding very monotone. If your voice sounds fucked up, if your voice sounds a certain way, nobody's going to take you seriously. That's the impression I get, anyway. I don't even know if I can tolerate listening to myself in order to listen to my own recording. The whole point of making a video is being able to tell a story or be entertaining. And right now, I don't have the energy or the strength to do that. Maybe I should have written instead of making a video. Writing, letter writing, creative writing is so much easier. It's easier to speak in metaphors, or write, or daydream, or just live in fancy worlds rather than deal with reality. And by deal with reality, I mean express that you're in reality. I guess this means I'm actually quite happy to do this, but I just hope, how can I put this? I guess I'll be going back to interactions with my online, I'll call them acquaintances, and in one or two cases, friends, even though they're not nearby, because what do I have to lose? Because I lost everything, and I may lose it again anyway. I just hope I'm accepted again, and I'm not seen as an inconsistent friend. That's one of my fears, is I've noticed again patterns with more so women, or maybe feminine people with more feminine mindset. They seem to give up on me after a certain while, because I feel like a complete and utter hermit. I don't know any other. Again, I don't know women who are hermits. I don't know people who just like shut themselves out and give up. I haven't given up. I don't give up on people. I don't drop people. People drop me. To be fair, though, I have dropped a few people. But usually they're my worst enemies, or people that, well, we just don't click. But they're welcome to try and interact with me, because I'm usually always the first one attempting to interact with people. Almost always. 99.999 of cases, I'm the one going to people and interacting with them. But those people don't seem to be that bothered. And terrible thing is, it's not school days anymore, but the people that would approach me would be people I don't think I would have nowadays I'd make as friends. Because one thing that has bothered me all my life is, can you really choose your friends, or do they choose you? Like, there's got to be some common ground here, but I find that you cannot force friendships, I guess. But yeah, when it comes to women, I don't know. Every unsuccessful friendship has always stemmed from them approaching me first, and then they expect me to perform for them. I don't know if that even makes sense. I'm not really good at maintaining things long term, because I would just go off the radar, as some friends have said. Female friends. My silence isn't resentment, well, most of the time. Very rarely, even if there was, I'm not going to get mad at somebody. I should do, I really should do. If the friendship was based on fakeness, then it crumbles usually the minute I show 1 ounce of anger. But my silence and social death is not it's not a sign I don't care. The people I do care about, who this video is aimed at, which I feel very sorry for them, because I don't know if they can even tolerate this video, and I'll probably pause it to get to the end of this video. Holy crap. You deserve a golden star sticker if you get to the end of this video, because I don't know when the end is. I just need to practice talking. So yeah, to my friends, and I haven't stopped caring. I think about things we could do, could have done, or should be doing, all the time, every day. Except, I feel a bit blocked at the moment in terms of interacting with people. Things I should normally use to talk about with family, I'm instead trying to refrain from boring or annoying friends to death. Like, I just need to take a holiday. Like, seriously, I wish I could just go to America right now and just pretend I don't have to deal with my life currently here, but that's just another form of escapism. But I really need a holiday. Like, not say a holiday like cruise ship holiday, like, or expensive holiday. I mean a holiday where I'm like, somebody just like give me a room, give me a place I can just exist. Maybe that's what I'm already doing anyway, but without certain resources, money or financial support, or friends, or friends in immediate vicinity to do small things with, makes me want to go to the extreme, which is, yeah, come to America. Not completely randomly, but I wouldn't know what to do. I'm not really pumped up, I'm not really extroverted. I need like so many coffees, I'd probably burn a hole through my adrenals. Crashing so badly, which I've done before. I feel like I've been out of the loop in terms of politics, the news. I cannot summon any energy right now when I'm trying to do a lot of processing of the past, because it's not who I am. Like, I need to build something here, and unfortunately that means taking the part of some foundation, and that will be my past, and a lot of other things, and now I'm having to question my entire sanity in my life, which has put my ideas of things to do to a screeching halt. I'm not really sure in what to do in terms of relationships, as in friendships, family, etc. All of them. Like, it's not like I can just join some kind of commune and just meditate on a mountain top. And then figure out what to do. I mean, if there's that option, I'm up for it. I really wish I had that opportunity, but yeah. I'm like so falling asleep. This coffee, yeah, all it does make me tired. So that means it's not even working.